Hey there everyone, thanks for tuning into Sims Workshop. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. So today we're going to be reviewing A Fragile Enchantment by Allison Saft. And I have to say, this is not a book that I would normally kind of pick up because, have I seen Bridgerton? No. Would I like Bridgerton? Probably. Have I read the books? No. Am I going to? No. They are not my cup of tea at all. I'm not someone who normally reads romance. However, this was one of the Barnes & Noble Young Adult book club picks, and I host the book club in store at my local Barnes & Noble, so I kind of had an obligation to read the book, and you know what? I have no regrets. I have absolutely no regrets. It was cute, it was wholesome, it was quaint, and it was, it was really sweet to read the book and follow Neve. I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce her name. I'm just going off of how the spelling matches with... Have you seen that clip of Stephen Colbert where he asked Saoirse Ronan to pronounce names? I'm so pretty sure Neve is how you say this name. Don't quote me on that. I may be completely wrong, but that's just what we're going to go with. She is a character. She has a chronic illness, but she is magical, right? In this kind of Regency type world, which I also thought was really cool. Just the world building. Let's just focus on that for a second. I thought the world building was so well done. You have this world, this society that is Regency, but it is also layered with fantasy, with people who have, abilities. Now, Neve, she can weave magic into the clothing that she makes, and she can invoke specific emotions. I think that that's really cool. However, it does cost her a lot. She does suffer from a chronic illness, which I thought was really, really good for her characterization as well, But she is hired by royalty, like, we need you to be our Prince Kit's here seamstress. And she's like, oh, okay. So she's completely taken aback, and they, she's not really what they were expecting either. And I think it's really cool to see her come alive. She starts off kind of like a little mouse, a little bit. She's not unsure of herself. She is very confident in her magic and her abilities. She's just unsure of her place in this Regency society. She's like, I really don't know what I'm doing here. She knows she's good, but she's like, damn, I'm that good? And then, she falls in love with Kit. And he has his own ghost. He has his own kind of baggage that you have to unpack. But I think these two characters really, really bring out the best in each other, which is why I kind of appreciated the romance in the story, because they really do, I guess, as she becomes more comfortable with her position, she really kind of puts him in her place. She's like, look, I was hired to do a job. You're going to let me do my damn job, or so help me. She's like, I have a family I'm trying to support. I have a family I'm trying to help. So, God damn it, you are going to let me do my job. And that's what I like about her. But she says it in a demure way. She's polite until she needs to stop being polite. But they push each other. And I think they bring out the best in one another. And I really like that about their characterization. And I really appreciated that about her and her growth and her development and the fantasy in the story. Because it was very wholesome. And you know what? Even the side character, Rosa is amazing. You can definitely tell that her country is Spain. It's like, España. Okay, perfect. But she's great. And she's like, the last thing I want to do is marry this boy here when I'm in love with my handmaiden here. She's an LGBTQ character, and she doesn't believe she needs a man. And honestly, considering how she's written, she does not. She wants to rule her country in her own right. And I love this. I mean, Rosa is a star. As a side character, she is a freaking star. And she's fiery, and she's definitely like that empowered Spanish woman And I'm like, I feel that. I feel that. I love that about her. And then you have Sinclair, who's another LGBTQ character. And he's, pretty much shamed by his family half the time. So you see a lot of differences here. But these characters, they come alive. And they form their own little close family here. And I love that about them. I really think it's fun and it's wholesome. And here's the bit that's like Bridgerton. There is a tabloid that is spewing royalty secrets all around. You're like, oh dear. But I kind of like that element too. So I think this book is what's making me more inclined to watch the Bridgerton TV series. I hear lots of things about it. So I'm willing to give the show a shot. The books, probably not. But the show, when I have time, which maybe never, we'll see. I don't know. I'm a mom, I have 2 kids, and I work 40 hours a week. We will see how things go. I still have to finish watching The Witcher and Wheel of Time and Rings of Power. Dude, so, we're figuring it out as we go. But I think it's really, really fun and wholesome, the story. It's not an incredibly fast-paced story. It is, I guess, tender. That's the best way I can describe the pacing. Isn't that weird? It's tender. It's thoughtful. It's not fast-paced, but you're invested in these characters. And even the fantasy element I thought was really, really cool because it worked really well with this Regency-type society that Saft was able to bring alive here. And I really, honestly enjoyed the story. And I'm glad, Barnes & Noble I think that's why Barnes & Noble picks the books that they pick sometimes, because they're like, we're not going to just do the same thing every month. They want to introduce readers into different genres all the time. So they do a lot of things. They do mystery, they do horror, they do fantasy, they do contemporary, they do young adult. And I think that's great that they're pushing readers to step out of their comfort zone and discover new things. Because just like me, this was pushing me out of my normal comfort zone. So, and I have no regrets for it. This was a really good pick, and I'm glad I got to read it, and I'm glad I was pushed out of my comfort zone, and I'm glad I was pushed to read this book, because again, I'm not a big romance reader. It's not the section I go to, but this was a young adult romantasy, and it was true to the romance part, and that did not deter me, because the characters, again, I was invested in them and their journey. And I thought that was really interesting. And I really enjoyed how the story was told and how the characters were brought alive and how the story just kind of progressed to let the characters be who they are. So, solid book. Really enjoyed it. Highly recommend it. In any case, thank you all for tuning in. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with all your book-loving friends. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. And as always, happy reading.